Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Up in the building. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, what's going on? Listen.
What's going on?
If you hear Mike, I'm a little hoarse, a little scratchy today. It's been a long conversational day. I was talking all day at work. I came in from work, had a podcast session. I think I'm all talked out today, but made a commitment. I said, hey, we got to talk about what happened this past Sunday and other stuff, especially what's going to happen this upcoming Saturday with Money in the Bank. A lot of moving and shaking happened this past Monday Night Raw and Friday night on SmackDown to lead up to Money in the Bank. So just before we go into it, have you heard any feedback about what happened on SmackDown at the Garden? There was a lot of people who had an amazing time at the Garden. They said that packed house, and they really loaded the deck with even the after live dark match stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest note to take away is that Paul Heyman deserves an Emmy. The dude is the best. I think it's safe to say Paul Heyman is the best performer in wrestling ever. I mean, because you could say he's the best mouthpiece, the best manager, but overall performer, I mean, can you name anybody else off the top of your head?
Right now,
like someone that makes you convinced about the story. Like,
I mean, I could only go back to the throwback days. Dusty would sell so much. To emote such emotion. Piper would do some of that stuff. I could even go back to Terry Funk of that nature, but for pure connecting with storyline and getting the emotion from the audience to resonate to grow. No, I mean Heyman's he's got to have it hands down. But
I fucking love Ben the Chat. He goes, he's the second greatest manager ever, obviously behind Bill Alfonso, of course.
The crazy thing about it is that I heard that he even deprived himself of sleep so he can get that look going on. That wasn't makeup. That was him.
Yeah, he didn't shave. Like he looked disheveled.
Yeah, that's commitment, man. And this is what is a testament to what people don't understand about wrestling, man. It's like, say what you want about it being choreographed and predetermined and shit like that, but you still have to be, method. You still have to be committed to selling what it is. I know a lot of people were upset and still going through the shock of WWE not re-signing Ricochet. And granted, guy is fucking talented in the ring, hands down, probably up and down, probably one of the best performers we've seen in a long time in ring wise. Mm-hmm. But like everybody says, from Kevin Nash to Bischoff to Cornette to anybody from the old school, if you can't talk to them and bring them into the building and sell tickets, what good are you to me?
The funny thing was he was able to start doing that before he left. Like in the backstage stuff, like he started kind of these promos where it was like, okay, where the fuck is this? Where has this been? It was just that I guess Vince fucked him up so badly that this dude just never got a chance. And you know what? Triple H gets a lot of praise right now for all he's doing right now, but there are still some flaws that he does. And I wouldn't say Ricochet is the biggest one. It's just that he's just another one of those guys that fell through the cracks at the wrong time.
Well, just quickly, shout out to the
Just,
boy.
just like my boy Dijak.
Yeah, I was gonna say shout out to our boy Ray Sanchez over there at Respect the Craft. Snagged up a big interview today with Dijak. That was a big grab for him. Go check that boy out at Respect the Craft, man. He has some good convo today.
We might post the link. We might post the link in the comments so people can go watch it.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. So
or if you watch it, put it in the comments.
Yeah, we have to for my boy wrestling fan Frankie, he says the personality lacks lacks what Samantha has. I mean, yeah, it's I know everybody was sitting there talking about is she gonna leave? Is she gonna leave? And it's like no, it's they just finished bigging her up. I don't see her going anywhere. You can't have a relationship without being in the same company, guys. It does work. Look at Zelina Vega and her husband, Malachi Black in AEW. So it can work. Look at Buddy Murphy and Rhea Ripley, who just recently got married. So it can work.
Well, I mean, I think he's more just basically saying that Samantha is more like talent than Ricochet.
No. I get that.
Not like in the ring, Ricochet is perfect, but like outside, I mean, let's say Samantha Irvin is a singer, she's a performer, and she's able to like make her voice go high and low, like
yeah.
Like I mean, the call she did for when Cody won the title, I mean, she was very emotional. Ben in the chat also goes, losing Ricochet is no loss. He's the epitome of an AEW guy, even as Prince Puma in Lucha Underground. When he spoke a lot, he was very poor on the mic. Yeah,
listen,
some people just not good on the mic.
I'm not asking him to be like the second lead in the Iliad or fucking Shakespeare's fucking Romeo and Juliet. I'm not asking any of that, but it's got to be something
show
from
some
him.
Conviction. Make
yeah.
Believe.
Maybe he should have went heel. Maybe that would have brought it, because a lot of times you bring somebody heel, it helps them to work through that.
I like how she follows Jim Ross. She doesn't want to know the finishes.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good too.
Yeah, that works, and it kind of states what's going on with WWE this day. It's not 100% perfect, and sometimes letting people go, it works. Listen, we lost, a few years ago, we lost Drew McIntyre. He comes back, he's a megastar now. He's getting up into that status. He's growing to that position. Punk left. Never thought he was gonna come back. See him come back 10 years later, and he's eclipsed where he was 10 years ago. So sometimes
Cody left, and look at him now.
Cody left. He had a goal. He had a plan. Put A, B, and C together. Helped to build one of the second biggest companies in wrestling right now. Walked away, and it's like the white hot super baby face right now. So I mean, listen, that's it's the nature of the beast.
Ben also said, for me, he needed to be a heel in a faction with a good mouthpiece. I mean, Hurt Business was the closest thing he could have been in.
That, or even just a faction that just or a tag team that's closely associated with just having that high flyer strongman kind of connection. I mean, him and Braun were kind of cool, but it wasn't gonna really work without some edge to it, without something to it. So
they were paired because of Braun's comment, because he said something about the people keep doing this flippy shit. So then, as a rib, they put them together for a couple of months,
and it worked.
Surprisingly.
And it worked, yeah. So
Ben also put Matt Cardona as the most successful guy that's been released and stayed in the Indies, and he's one of the biggest Indie stars. I mean, with Cardona, it's the clock's also on him too, because he eventually wants to come back. I do think by Rumble time he should be back, but I think more than likely he's going to be Matt Cardona, and Zack Ryder is not going to be where he comes back as.
Yeah, he's still. I think he's still nursing an injury. He should be making his way back soon from that. And he's another one. You got to make an investment in yourself. And when you're making an investment in yourself, it puts eyes on the product, and people start to take notice. It's
So what we're basically saying is when Ricochet goes to AEW, he will have that OMG pop, and then it'll be like, okay, back to normal.
yeah. Everybody
It's all
wants
the
to see
booking,
that.
people. It's all about the booking.
Yeah, everybody wants to see that because right now there's so many fish in that pond in fucking AEW, man. It's just it's too much going on over there. But that's that's another conversation for another day because we're gonna review Forbidden Door.
That's a little clever segue into
Yeah.
AEW Forbidden Door.
Yeah, we're gonna go into Forbidden Door. Did you get to watch Zero Hour?
Not really.
Right.
I did see the results. I was shocked to see that Dallas Black actually won. I had to do a double take.
Right. So yeah, we'll I saw 0 Hour. So if you want to just go, I'll go through it briefly if you want.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there we go.
Zero. Would you? I mean, they had 4 matches on the 0 Hour. I mean, you had. I think the important match, honestly, was Mariah May beating Saraya. So.
Yeah, and even with that match, I was I mean, it was okay. Saraya, she's just I think she's another one that's just like, can I get out of here? Yeah, this isn't working for me. Although I got my brother a job somehow here. Yeah, this isn't working for me anymore. I don't like it here.
Yeah, I mean, they have all this women's talent, and if they ever do women's tag titles, that'd be her future if she sticks around. So,
yeah, and then with the return we saw later on the show, yeah, it just bumps her down.
Yeah,
it just bumps her down on the card. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll get to it, but so that House of Black winning. So that was pretty much the 0 Hour, but then we get into the actual show.
Well, I just would like to say that I want to say. It was great to see a great showing by the Lucha Bros and their match that they had. That was actually a fun match. I could say that I was entertained by it. And what the fuck was the reason for having Kyle Fletcher and Serpentico have a match? Man,
with no one in the building.
That was what a waste of fucking time. What a waste of space.
By the way, did you see Kyle Fletcher lost the fucking Ring of Honor TV title to Atlantis Jr.?
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. It's like, what the fuck was this about? Like, I'm with the whole Forbidden Door cross promotion stuff. I'm with it, but
they're fucking this Ring of Honor thing up so badly.
Yeah,
it's a joke.
They're burying themselves with this, but I don't know, man. This is it's
that's
just
another
floundering.
kind of promo type thing.
Yeah, definitely. So what we got?
We opened up with the hometown hero MJF first. Oh god, here we go again with this name, Haichiro.
Hechicero.
I mean, we had MJF. It was. I'm in two minds about this. I thought it was weird that they opened with this, but considering that he was the hometown boy, it made sense as well. But I mean, I looked at this match. This was fine. MJF, as far as people's doubts about how he would be, I mean, he had the Roosh match, but also this. He looks perfectly fine.
Yeah, I kind of got nervous. Kind of got nervous when he went into the crowd to crowd surf for a little bit. It kind of had me. I had some PTSD thinking about CM Punk and shit.
I was about to say the same thing. Didn't Punk start doing that after he won the title and then he broke his ankle?
Yeah, I got a little nervous from that, but nonetheless, before we go move on into it, I was pleasantly surprised that the first few matches didn't go over 20 minutes. I was very happy for that.
I mean, remember that was a thing for the old school Ring of Honor where Jim Cornette said, "Motherfucker, stop wasting 20 minutes. That's the main event time. Like, you
right.
Open the show."
So yeah, so MJF and Hechicero had it was. I mean, it was what it is. I guess you would say it's a prelude warm up match for MJF.
For what?
Something to pop the crowd to get in the building. He pulled out a Panama Sunrise in here, so I guess it's a shot at Adam Cole again. So we'll see if that's gonna show its face again.
And by the way, I just want to go back to one person on the 0 Hour, Gabe Kidd. I'm assuming you've been hearing or seeing all the clips about him from New Japan. What do you think of him?
I like him. But once again, they kind of go hand in hand to me. He kind of reminds me of El Phantasmo as well. At the same time, they kind of, you know, I don't know. It's kind of
Come
promo.
on. Of all the people to compare him to, Kid actually has like when he talks. Like I'm interested to hear this man speak.
I don't know. It's also kind of reminds me of Marty Scurll a little bit. I don't know. I mean, he's cool. I mean, he's all right.
You have horrible comparisons.
All right, whatever. I mean,
I
I ain't wrong. I'm not wrong. I'm never wrong. So
okay, Brian Alvarez. So we had MJF winning the opener. Then we had the Elite and versus the Acclaimed and Hiroshi Tanahashi. So we had Okada and Tanahashi in the ring for the first time in AEW. So Max Caster's rap, where he just called Okada and the Bucks a bunch of bitches, just over and over and over again. And I predicted, he did mention the debate, so there was a mention of that in his rap.
I mean, I got the bitch reference because that's what Ben Okada's been saying lately. So, I mean, that's what he's referring to.
He also said like how bad Okada's booking is. Just oof.
I kind of felt that as soon as his rhyme went a little bit too long, I was like, yeah, they're gonna lose today. So they're gonna lose,
and they did.
Yeah.
What do you think of when Tanahashi and Okada stood in the ring and they chanted "Holy shit" before they even touched?
I guess they've never.
I can just imagine your reaction, like, "Oh my god, they didn't even do anything yet."
And I'm going right, like you guys never seen New Japan before. That's who you basically fucking. That's who Tony Khan's sucking off to anyway. All the New Japan fans. So I'm like you've never seen this before. Okay. All in all, yeah, it was. I guess it was an American New York City moment. I didn't see anything special about it.
Yeah, we had Okada win with the Rainmaker on Tanahashi. So the New Japan president falls in the 6-man tag.
Yeah, but yeah.
We had our first best match of the night so far. Bryan Danielson over Shingo Takagi.
Great match. The back and forth paced well. I kind of was shocked by the finish, especially with how it happened. It was I guess a verbal tap. I thought it put both men over. Takagi looked massive in this match as well. For those who aren't aware of him as a wrestler, I believe that this was one of those that had those who weren't aware of his style open their eyes a little bit more of him as a wrestler. And Bryan Danielson is stayed true to form as to what he is as a professional and as a talent in the ring. And this was one of the beginning of the bright spots of the night for me.
We had the obligatory Bryan Danielson almost break his neck or fall on his head moment where you had Nigel be like, well, at one point, will somebody save Bryan Danielson from himself?
Yeah, it's getting dangerously close for him. It's almost reminding me of Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler, that he's almost like, yeah, I'll fucking die in the ring kind of shit. It's like, come on, man.
If this is my last run, I'm going out with a bang.
Yeah. He's once again
pushing the limit here.
Yeah, he's pushing it. He's pushing it.
I mean, also too, I don't know if you noticed, but when Nigel McGuinness is on commentary for all of his matches, he has such disdain for him. I do hope, I did hear people pitch this, that if he came out over time just for one match with Danielson, doing it all in, I mean, come on. Like, it would be, I don't know what that match would look like, but I mean, Danielson's been put on banger after banger, so I won't be surprised.
Got a comment on IG, Aftermath Pro Wrestling Podcast. Great show. We were at the USB Arena. Bryan versus Sabre. Stare down, slowly started cooking. Great match. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot going on with Bryan Danielson and what's the possibilities going down the line. there's some had said that he's doing the Cody thing where he's mentioning that he's not looking for any title run. But you saying that, I already start getting feelings of Thing's retirement, where he's not gonna go out on his back. He's gonna go out on with a belt around him. So I can see that.
Well, he's been 3 years deep in AEW right now, and he has no titles ever. So
Right. Hold on 1 second. Just vamp for a little bit. Somebody just rang my bell. Hold on. Yeah, just vamp.
oh, all right. So well, I'll probably talk about the next match too. Well, we had Tony Storm versus Mina Shirakawa. We had Tony Storm dressed up as, for her entrance, the Statue of Liberty. We had Mariah May, who was a major factor in this storyline, pretty much the whole build. She was in both corners. I want to see the chat for this one because Mina Shirakawa, I thought, impressed me from the word go. The same with Stephanie later, but I don't know. Let me see the chat on this one. Hashtag ROH needs got to more definitely. Love Nigel McGuinness, one of the greatest feuds between him and D. Bry. Yeah, I do kind of hope that at least definitely All In would be something special for Nigel McGuinness, especially if this is D. Bry's last run. Might as well go out with a bang. But yeah, NJ's back. Was it important?
Yeah, sorry about that. My one of the prizes for our raffle / bingo game just came in.
Ooh.
Guys, if you're in the New York City area and you're gonna be watching Money in the Bank this Saturday, come over to the Seneca, man. I know Money in the Bank. Come over to the Seneca, man. We're doing a viewing party there. Raffles, bingo. Well, we'll have a good time, man. Check us out on all the socials, and you'll get the information there.
It worked so well for Mania. We're gonna do it again.
Oh yeah.
We're up to Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa. I was saying that Tony Storm, her entrance, she was dressed up as the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, I kind of like.
You figured?
Yeah, I got it.
What'd you think of Mina and ring stuff?
I thought she was good. For me to like see maybe a handful of her matches, I thought she was really she worked really well with Tony, and I thought she had some good spots there.
You know what the weird thing was going into this, that like you had like your Dave Meltzers and Brian Alvarez talking about how charismatic she is and all this other shit, and then like I think in this match I finally got it. Because you just had the promos of her like shaking her tits and like dancing and all this shit on social media, and then it's like, oh, like she could actually wrestle. And I knew she could wrestle, but like this was where like it finally clicked, honestly, for me. But we had Tony Storm, no surprise here. But then we had the whole big group hug at the end of the match.
Right.
So, I mean, with what they announced later on, I do hope we see more Mina, but also the other thing too is that there's a lot of fucking women on this roster. And
yeah.
If like where the hell's Camille? Where the hell's Megan Bain that these two alleged women are signed to this company? God only knows when they show up.
All right. Aftermath Pro Wrestling Podcast says about Bryan Danielson, he may not necessarily retire, but he could segue to part-time and maybe
right.
Does some short change, and who knows? They're definitely building up for Storm and Mariah May. Also, that Tony's killing it. I don't know if he's killing it, but I know that for the pay-per-views, they were kind of getting a little lackluster for a minute. But so far with Forbidden Door, I know Good Dad Angel, aka your girl's favorite referee, was not pleased early on with this show, but it was building up to something. As for
yeah, hold on, let me pull up the message. Let me go back to Sunday, because once the show started, he was like, "Ooh, okay, yeah, this pay-per-view is whack." He said that at 9:30.
Yeah, exactly.
Become on attraction, maybe. I don't know.
As for the match itself, you had a big build up to possibility, some tension, something going on with the three of them. Mariah May having to, choose between her two friends, quote unquote, whatever you want to call it.
At the end of the day,
And,
she really didn't choose. She just let them fight it out, and Tony won.
right. And then we had our, moment at the end. I guess they were going for like a uh romance kind of angle.
That's what I mean. Like the buildup was so weird because it was like you had like each woman trying to put Mariah on her tits. It was just like you had Mariah be like, what do I do? It's like the world title is on the line here. Let's not forget.
Correction by Aftermath Pro Wrestling Podcast. He's a Tony Storm is killing it. Yeah, she is. She is. She's probably one of the most over in the business and in wrestling right now. Yeah,
her matches are solid. It's just that the build-ups half the time suck.
Yeah,
one-offs, and this was the only one that this would have the Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb. This match had build-up, and the match delivered as well. So,
shout out to our boy Respected Craft. He's in the building. Yo, good job, Ray, man. That was a big grab for you, and you did some big work over there, bro. Big shout out to you, bro. Put that link up in the comment section, man, so that people could jump up on it, man. So everybody could check you out with Dijak today. That was awesome, brother.
Absolutely. Next up, we had Jay, your boy, Orange Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so I'll go into this twofold. Number one, been a big respect to Zack Sabre Jr. Always been a fan of him. I liked him since early on. I remember being put on by you guys about him and Chokeslam report. What's going on? What's good? Our boy Henry over there. I always found him to be such an interesting but yet precise kind of wrestler. Love what he does in the ring. His matchup going against Cassidy, I was like, okay, I can see it, and I know Cassidy can work, but I think just this gimmick for me is not working for me, even for as long as it's been running. But I have been noticing that there's some subtleties with him as well. I think they're trying to change him. I think they're trying to make him a little bit more darker. You've seen that he's wearing his jeans are a little bit more darker blue. He's reverted back to his older theme song. I think there's a change coming with him, and possibly there will be a little bit more of a fresh coat of paint with the gimmick.
I could definitely see that. I mean, when we did predictions with this, I basically said this was pretty much Zack Sabre Jr.'s tryout for AEW, because if it doesn't work in New Japan, or if he doesn't achieve his goal, this could be his next option, honestly.
Right.
But yeah, we had Zack got the win here. Like you said, I do see subtleties with Orange's character changing, so we have to wait and see. We had a 6-man tag.
Zack Sabre Jr. is the best British wrestler in the business without a world title.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, of course, technically, yeah, sound, sure. And even with his look, he doesn't have this large big man look. His face is very punchable, but he could cut a promo when you need him to. He's a solid work, man. I've always respected the dude.
We had Samoa Joe, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata defeat Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and Jeff Cobb.
Hey, look at Jeff Cobb. Here you go. How you doing, Jeff Cobb?
Let's address the elephant in the room. So when this match
everybody walked out the arena as soon as they heard Jeff. It was the Chris Jericho match.
When they chanted "Please retire," and he responded with a promo telling people, "You don't mean that. You want more of Chris Jericho." And you just
is it working? Is this working?
I don't know. Like I'm at that point with him. I don't care. Like with Chris Jericho. Like I said with the predictions, if you want to put Jericho with Big Bill, be a team because Jericho as a singles is not going to run long anymore or last as much longer. I'm fine with it, but it's just like now we're doing a Samoa Joe feud, a Hook feud. Like he has like Taz's belt. Like I just don't care, like, honestly, about Jericho at this point.
He's a barnacle to me, man. Like honestly, he's just become a barnacle to the sign of the AEW cruise liner. Like it's just I don't know. And this
I'd rather have seen Joe versus Cobb, to be honest.
Definitely.
It would have been a hard hitting match. The spot where Joe walks away when people are diving off the middle rope, that spot was always special, but now it's like where you had Hook and Shibata both walk away, and you have Joe in the corner be like thumbs up, like approving of the spot, like he's giving a rating for it. I don't know how to feel about that either.
But it was,
this guy was the world champion like 2 months ago. And
it was the goal. It was the go away heat for me as well. That's the thing that bothered me too. It just keeps showing its face. The go away heat. It just bothers me.
What, the Jericho?
Yeah. It just bothers me.
I'm so indifferent on it. Like I don't like it. I don't hate it. It's just there on the show.
Right.
Just if Jericho's gonna be here in AEW and he does what he wants, fucking just let him go in the corner and play with whoever he wants to play with at this point.
Right.
Next up, the babyface is one of them.
Oh, by the way, the big thing was Hook's his view, his form of the finisher of the Judas Effect on Jericho. Your thoughts?
I don't know. Honestly,
there was a debate that said that his was better than Jericho's, but
definitely.
I am one to say that I think the best Judas Effect that I see right now is probably Andrade's.
Oh yeah, Andrade's always when he hits that back elbow, it always fucking looks dead.
Right.
Jericho's, it's like he's moving in water, like he's in the pool.
he's stuck in Jello.
Yeah, he's stuck in a pool of Jello and he's just moving slowly.
Oh man, speaking of moving slowly, we'll get to that in a second. But woof, I was like, yeah, it's true.
With the ladder match?
No, we'll get to it.
That was next. We had the TNT ladder match. I mean, when it comes to ladder matches, there's really nothing else people can do at this point. Everything's been done. But I give all 6 men credit. They tried their fucking best with this. Jack Perry wins the TNT title. No shocker here, honestly. It was predictable from the word go.
Yeah, that and this is a spot monkey match. Kind of like figured that this was going to go down. You was going to get this is awesome chance. He was going to get all that shit. So
still upset. The brain buster on Dante Martin. Thank God he didn't break his leg. We had
but that's the second brain buster on the show. Come on, man.
We had El Phantasmo hit Perry with a nipple twister.
Okay. All right.
That's El Phantasmo's gimmick. He just twists nipples.
Yeah, no. Hey, it's better than what fucking Joey Ryan used to do.
The fact that they did a callback to the spot where Dante broke his leg. Yeah, like
we're still entertaining this shit. I mean, but I must say this though, the way that table broke was like, damn, like it's like shit.
Yeah, Briscoe, the Ring of Honor World Champion's killing himself for another belt here. Meanwhile,
but once again,
of a company.
Once again, a missed opportunity again with Takeshita. We're just, I don't know, man. I know this was
the fans were cheering every time Takeshita almost got the fucking thing.
Right, and I know that this is the storyline, it's the build up and such, and yeah, I know we're gonna see an elite with all the titles, blase, but it's just the kid is squandering there, man. You put out a flame on this kid really fast, and it sucks.
And now he's off to do the G1.
Yeah. Does he win it?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
No. Maybe, I don't know. Not for that time. I've been
Does he win it? No. Maybe. I don't know.
The last like 5 years, I'm been 0 for 5 every fucking time. So I'm not.
All right.
New Japan. When we get to that match later, I'm gonna be confused. I'm gonna talk about their finish. But so next up we had Mercedes Moné defeat Stephanie McCurry. This is another one of those matches where it was fine. Actually, no, not fine. It was good, but the outcome was fucking. We knew what was going to happen. Mercedes 2 belts. I will say Stephanie McCurry was impressive.
Yeah, that's the one who shined on there out of this whole match.
Yeah,
she was the one that made this whole match.
She was doing springboards to the outside. Like she looked fucking impressive.
Yeah, Stephanie McCurry was the one that made this whole match. I don't care what anybody says about Monet having 2 titles and she's the face of the women's division. It says no. McCurry is the one that needs to come back. She's the one that needs to be the star here.
Yeah, what's your usual? Every time we do these reviews, what's your usual complaint about the women? They need to wrestle like wrestlers. That's
wrestle like the men and run the ropes like you're supposed to run the ropes. And she did all that.
Yeah, she took those ropes and was fucking flying off them.
Yeah, I mean, the sun don't shine, but when the sun shine, it'll burn, and that's what happened with Monet. But Jesus, Vakura is the one that was here that really needs to get more attention, and hopefully she gets more eyes on her as well.
It was interesting too because once Mercedes was doing the Guerrero suplexes, she got booed. I get it. Everybody loves Eddie Guerrero, but there's a certain point where I think fans now at this point are just like enough already.
No, I think what it is, it's Conan kind of put a fucking a cigarette and put it out on that shit where he mentioned, not everybody should be doing it, especially if you don't have some kind of Latin background and shit. And I'm like, come on, man. We're paying homage. We already had conversations before last week about, Jordan Grace paying homage to Taz, and I guess he didn't get it. And that's all it is. It's just paying your respect. Hell, fucking Monet will pull out a frog splash from here on out. Like nobody says shit to her.
Yeah, I mean, she also Mercedes didn't get booed here because we're in New York, and she got fucked the Celtics chants at her.
Right.
So, but the big story is what happened afterwards. So Mercedes was celebrating with her 2 belts, and then the doctor comes in. Dr. Britt Baker makes her return after a full year of being gone. Pretty much a full year.
Right.
And I wished I called this. I called this last month, but you know what? Thank God you're back. Because
hey,
this division needs people.
Welcome back.
They need stars.
Yeah, we got to put something over. We got to put something happening. And what better way to bring Britt Baker back for the TBS title?
I mean, honestly, it's better than nothing at this point.
I guess, yeah.
But now we're gonna get those dueling chants of CEO versus DMD.
Exactly, and that's exactly what Tony wants to book. That's exactly how he wants to book that.
That's the dueling chant he wants to hear.
Yeah. DMD, CEO, whatever.
We had Tetsuya Naito versus Jon Moxley for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, this match broke my heart. This broke my heart.
Moxley didn't come out to Wild Thing. He came out to Death Rider instead. I don't know. What'd you think?
Maybe it wasn't the moment for him to use Wild Thing, I guess, but also Naito, if my favorite, if not my favorite of all time in New Japan, but he looked so out of step here in this match. He was so
he's getting old,
slow. Yeah, you see it, and I mentioned it last episode. He's getting at that point. That time is happening. We're getting there. So, but there was nothing more prevalent to see than on this card and in this match that he was so much out of step in this match. And Moxley didn't help either because he wasn't in tune either. So
there's a lot of controversy with this match. So let's just get straight to it. So Red Shoes was the referee, and he slow counted John Moxley. Fans turned on the referee. Fans came back. Yeah, but the slow count.
The slow count and the chair spot when he moved the chair, kind of was like, what difference does it make if he would have hit the finisher anyway? He'd have been out, even if he didn't hit the chair. He should have been out.
Yeah, New Japan titles can change hands via DQ. So
right. So, but this was just a spot anyway for Moxley to step aside and have Naito regain the title and just
I was actually shocked Naito got the belt back. He won with the Destino.
Yeah, I even that he couldn't even pull that off as smooth as he used to do. It's not looking good, man.
Guys like him, Ibushi, Tanahashi killed themselves for so many years.
Yeah,
just to get the brand over and get themselves noticed as well. Just now it's catching up on them.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, listen,
Okada's still the best.
Well, he's still young. He's still young,
and he didn't kill himself like these guys did.
Yeah.
It's just kind of sad to see Naito like this at this point. But also, booking wise, why give him the belt back? Like, this is another one of those things with Naito where he gets his moment, then he loses the belt. He gets his moment, then he loses the belt. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, it's like I said. I guess they're preparing for the changing of the guard over there. That's what it looks like it's happening.
With God only knows who.
Right.
Then we had our main event with Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay. Now, as before we went live, there was a Fight with Full report where apparently this match was made because on Will Ospreay's request, and also too that he didn't want the stigma of like, oh, we have to do this match at All In just because he's gonna drop the title to me at Wembley type thing.
He's such a good guy. They still painted each other. They still painted themselves into a corner. I'm sorry to say it.
Yeah.
Match wise, great match, excellent match. I take nothing away from that. But even with this is like
the fifth. I'm sorry, but this is like the fifth best match of the year for Will Ospreay at this point.
Yeah,
But we do awards. I mean, he might be excluded because his matches are all fucking excellent at this point.
But even still, I wouldn't even put so much heavy on that. I would just say that, we've seen Swerve. I saw Swerve 10 years ago, early on in his career, like live. And in comparison to what he's translated to what it is now, the guy is a fucking machine. Like it's to go step for step the way that he does with such fluidity and able to make such transitions and chaining and combos and such like that and countering. It's a testament to the work ethic. And with Ospreay, it shows that that they were good, very, very good dance partners with each other. I thought Swerve played a lot of the heavy here.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
the double stomp into the announce table, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was it was insane. And at the same time, I say I could have done without the Don Callis interference. I get where they were going for it.
Yeah, let's talk about this because people got very mad about the interference.
Right. So go ahead.
Callis came out with a screwdriver, told Will kill him. Then you had Nana interfere, well, basically save Swerve by just attacking Don Callis. And then they've been telling the story with Will that he's not doing the Tiger Driver because he dropped Bryan Danielson on his head. So he goes, I'm not doing the Tiger Driver anymore.
Right.
So instead of using the screwdriver that Don threw in, Will he screams Tiger Driver, and he's about to do the move on Swerve. Swerve counters, just reverse after another, and then Swerve hits his finish, and then Swerve retains the title.
You scream out what you're gonna do, and the person's not gonna counter it. It's like, come on, guy, really? It's like so DDT, and then it always reminds me of when you used to watch the old skits of how martial artists would teach you how to block someone who's coming to stab you with a knife like this. It's like, yeah, that didn't make sense to me. the I know that they were cutting promos back and forth early on where Swerve was trying to get that killer instinct out of Osprey, but wasn't necessary here. You had two baby faces that you could have just had him go clean and win clean. You were going to have him win anyway, so why not just have him win clean? Is it because you just wanted to take? You wanted to like, you wanted to like taint the waters to possibly having Osprey turning heel, or the fact that we needed some kind of dirty angle here? Like he was gonna go over anyway.
It's too soon to turn. I know Will Ospreay is better off as a heel in a lot of people's eyes, but right now he's so fucking over as a babyface.
Right? Yeah. No, I said the same thing.
You can at least turn Swerve back heel and it'd make sense. Because I mean, like I said in the predictions, the man is not, like he says, I'm not apologizing for breaking in Hangman's house and scaring their baby.
Yeah, House of Ultimate says we're going to see Don Callis turn on Ospreay this upcoming Wednesday. They have to make Callis turn on him. Yeah, of course.
Right, but the question is then, what do you do after that? Like, Takeshita, you've already did the Takeshita Ospreay match. You can't.
Right.
If you run it again, good. But then that means, like, if Takeshita gets the belt, then yay. But Hobbs is out. Like, Don Callis pretty much has nobody.
I mean, unless he's gonna
fucking Fletcher.
What's he gonna do? He's gonna help Garcia win the title, the international title. That's what he's gonna do.
That could be an option,
right? Because we saw the creepy Daniel Garcia in the rafters kind of thing, and I was like, that was a weird fucking positioning.
Like, it's time for the main event, and here's Daniel Garcia being creepy in the skybox.
I heard somebody say, "Oh, he's in the skybox," and I'm like, "Is he really though? It looks like he's with the fans." It looks like he's with the fans.
If nobody identified him as Daniel Garcia, I would be like, "Oh, this is just another."
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was a regular guy.
One of us.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, like we just mentioned earlier, like House of Ultimate says, is like Takeshita will be at G1. So it's what's gonna happen from there on out? I don't know.
And also the thing too is, if Ricochet does come to AEW, that's the match they're obviously going to do. But do you do it right away?
No, you're going to do the friends angle first, like Willow and Monet, and then we're going to have the match. So we're gonna have a match that happened 7 years ago, 8 years ago. Come to the States and go, yay! Let's do it again! Woo!
Yeah. Remember that spot they did where they bounced off the ropes and posed in the middle of the ring? They're going to do it again.
Oh, this is awesome. Yeah. But in a whole, this match was great. It was an awesome match.
The show definitely picked up after the third match, once after Tony and Mina.
I thought you said the show definitely picked up after the main event.
No. No, I'm a fair person, despite some people thinking I'm hating. This was a great show. That's the thing with AEW always, is that these shows are fucking great. Their TV needs work and their booking needs better work at this point.
Yeah. Listen, it's like we mentioned before, it's all about getting to the pay-per-view. And you gotta lead the charge storytelling wise to get you to pay-per-views. A lot of people aren't watching the shows anymore because there's no storytelling. They'll just go, "Oh, I'll wait for the pay-per-view and watch it there." And that's all they care about. And
then once you get to the pay-per-view, then you have to sit and listen to everything that's been happening the last couple of weeks.
There was I was listening to Conan and Disco the other day, and Conan had a great premise and idea for them. They need to get. Yeah, well, he goes, yo, I know everybody thinks that I be hating, but I don't hate. I got a lot of friends that work in the company, and I'm still cool with Tony Khan and such. But really, what needs to go down is that they need to get somebody to do great videography, get somebody to know how to do packages, put together packages, and put together more build up and storylines when it comes to debuting new stars and putting together the putting together the story so that people could catch up and understand what's going on here. That was actually a good Conan.
I was going to say that's a lot of words just to say they need better video packages.
Exactly. That was actually a good Conan. I didn't know I could pull that one out. Yeah, but it's true. They need to do more with, introducing people to wrestlers, introducing why the storyline is so
videographies on a lot of the wrestlers that are coming in would be helpful for a lot of the newer fans or the basic fans. But,
so but
there's two notes before we close out on
sure.
Bandora going to Money in the Bank that they did announce a New Japan show that's happening the new year. I just need to pull it up quickly.
Right.
But
that's Wrestling Dynasty will be on January 5th, right after Wrestle Kingdom, and it's a amalgamation of 5 promotions. Okay.
CMLL, AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, and Stardom. But then you mentioned earlier, because you just briefly said, Conan said, I'm cool with Tony Khan. No AAA. Now, there was reports that AAA is currently in talks with WWE about collaborating, so that's probably why they're out of the mix.
Right. Yeah, and you know what? AAA's having their own issues, and this is their way of, I guess, distancing themselves from AEW and trying to hitch their ride to what the big team is. So
that's probably why we got to see. That's probably why we got to see the Lucha Bros on this show for like once in like the last 4 years.
Right, and it's.
I think Rush still has that issue too. He wasn't even on this show.
All I know is that I know most likely I'll be at work that day. The show's gonna start at maybe at midnight.
Yeah, that's what to say. What the fuck's the start time? Is it gonna be in the morning like regular Wrestle Kingdom?
Usually I'm at work and it starts at like 2:00 in the morning for me, so I get to catch up and watch it there. But this was gonna be like at 12:00, gonna start at midnight.
And then the last thing I want to bring up too for on the AEW side, I don't think they're running another pay-per-view until Wembley. So I know this month they're gonna do Blood and Guts again for Dynamite.
Yeah, they're doing. Yeah, all they're doing is their TV spots. What is it? Beach Brawl, whatever the fuck it's called.
And then the Spring Break, whatever the fuck it's called this week.
Spring Break.
What that might as well call it. Jeff Jarrett against a wild card. That's probably gonna be Hangman Page.
Right.
Danielson against Pac. We're gonna hear Britt Baker.
Oh my God! Once again, we're doing another fucking Hangman is in depressed mode again. We're doing this, and he needs his friends. Jesus.
Oh yeah,
Christ.
Right.
We're doing this again.
Meanwhile, if he was gonna be the wild card, you wouldn't air a vignette for him, right? Unless the wild card's somebody completely different.
Right. It has to be because are we
going towards Swerve and Hangman 3 for Wembley?
I guess because they want to unify they want to unify all the titles with the Elite. So why not do it that way?
So then, for Blood and Guts, the team it's obviously gonna be a team AEW against the Elite. So 5 against 5. So
what is the title that that Okada has?
The Continental.
Right. Oh Jesus, there's so many. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Sometimes it does get. And what's the one that Ospreay got? The International belt?
The International. Technically, going by the rankings, Okada is like the 4th most important title in the company.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Because it's Swerve, Will, now Jack Perry is the TNT, and now the Continental.
You know what? That might actually switch though, because they might actually switch because of the personality. They might put Okada higher than fucking Perry.
I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore with these belts. They have the Ring of Honor belts, like we mentioned before. The change hands in fucking Mexico and I have it on Ring of Honor TV.
Right.
Well, that's it on AEW. For Bandor, I give it 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I was happy for it. I thought it was a good show.
So now we are on to WWE Money in the Bank live from Canada.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So wait, do you want to talk about Raw or do I just because pretty much Raw was the go home show for this event?
Well, yeah, that's Raw's go home show. Just quickly, like we mentioned earlier, the MSG show was packed with a lot of um fun matches, especially with the Money in the Bank qualifiers. I liked who they slotted in for those spots. I even enjoyed the LA Knight, Logan Paul angle going on. We had Jalen Brunson and Halliburton getting involved as well. I thought that was
all of us Knicks fans got very fucking worried when Jalen was touching his wrist. It was like, oh no, you just break your fucking wrist.
Right.
With a chair.
And it's like, no, the hand is fine. We're good. It's good.
Those Villanova Knicks need to do something next year.
Exactly. Your girl won for her spot in the Money in the Bank.
Perfect.
And of course we spoke about the Paul
Heyman
thing.
But what'd you think of the presentation for Fatu?
Oh man, listen, they gave
him and Tamatonga the fucking Kane pyro.
Listen, you made it. You said it clear. They presenting him as a superstar that he should be presented as. That's exactly the way it should be. And when they gave him the mic, I got a little scared. Scared because I know Oos could get a little off the cuff. I know he can.
This is the genesis.
Yeah,
of McGillicuddy. You were waiting for that type of promo. Like, oh,
No.
guy about the fuck up.
No, I was waiting for him to curse. I was like, "You my fucking Oos, boy. You know we go back, motherfucker." I was waiting for that shit. I was
Pay your respect him and you fucker.
You motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But keep it short.
Silent Savage is probably the best option at this point.
Thankfully, they did not give him the name Caesar Sikoa. Thankfully.
We dodged a bullet there, people.
Thank you. But yeah, they presented him like a star. That's exactly the way that he should come on. I'm mad. Like I said, I'm so happy to see that shit, man. And it's cool. As for Monday Night Raw, what's your thoughts about how the Wyatt Six is going along?
I'm loving it. I mean, we had another thing where it's so funny because I had somebody mention to me, it's like, why is like Chad Gable like they're burying him, right? I'm like, no, they're fucking not. The guy they're using him. The guy is not. If it goes to a match, it goes to a match. But you know what? They're using him to get over the Wyatt Six. I mean, and people want to throw this fucking bullshit out the way too. It's like, oh, he's an Olympian. Like they should be doing this for him. You guys remember what fucking Kurt Angle and Mark Henry used to do back in the day?
Kurt Angle wore a fucking a miniature cowboy hat and was singing with a guitar. Like, come on, that's
Mark Henry and Mae Young had a hand.
Yeah, like, come on, let's stop being silly here. What we're doing is
wrestling.
We're leading, sports entertainment, and we're leading up to what is eventually going to happen, which is Otis and Alpha Academy they're turning on Chad. They're turning their back on him. And he's going to lead him to the Creed brothers, which we're going to see. Shout out to the Creeds. They're going to be at Bloodsport this month. So that's going to be interesting. I might go to that show. I think the last time I've gone to a GCW show was for Homicide's 25th anniversary show. So I might go to that show.
I think they say his 25th retirement.
Well, that too, because he's the new fucking Terry Funk. So yeah,
we just mentioned Kurt Angle. Julius Creed is the closest fucking thing to a Kurt Angle.
Yeah, it's getting
Bloodsport.
That's gonna be scary, man. It's crazy. But
God help who he's in the ring with.
But I'm loving the presentation of it so far.
I'm happy they're not doing supernatural stuff. They're letting it be cultish, psychological stuff. I mean, the second video that they did. The VHR player, right, Michael Cole?
The VHR. I love that you keep fucking that up. You're such a fucking millennial.
No, that's what Michael said. That's what Cole said last week. He said if we have a VHR player, it's a VHS.
Yeah, okay, good. Because I got kind of scared. I was about to say shit. I know I'm really old. Michael Cole said that. What the hell is wrong with him?
I mean, when you have a scary woman in a bride, like a dead bride gown or whatever the fuck it's supposed to meant to. I mean, she's supposed to be Sister Abigail, Nikki Cross.
Right.
But like this is the second week in a row she presents her box to Michael Cole.
She presented her box.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to be I'm supposed to be the dirty one on this show.
I'm supposed to be the straight one,
Right.
but no, I mean it's slow. I'm kind of hoping we get Dexter Loomis, Joe Gacy, Nikki Cross as promos, but more than likely it's probably gonna be spoken by Bo Dallas. This is basically Taylor Rotunda talking to us, telling us how he feels.
Finally, like I mentioned before in cutting a promo last week, check out last week's episode. We got a Bo that's not the snarky, sniveling, Bolieve, what is it?
That creepy
Miss Taraj guy. We actually got a guy who's captivating, who's
This isn't the
charismatic.
social outcast dude. This isn't the guy that was running around the ring with his thumbs up in the air. This is a emotionally broken down man who is out to show the world whatever his mission statement is, whatever it is. And so far, it's just that, oh, you forgot us? Not anymore, motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah. Hold on one second. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so I'm just happy that he's coming through here, and they're helping to carry that torch. Braun Strowman said that, and even still that, believe it or not, that Bo is actually as creative, if not more, or even as charismatic as Bray is. So
I believe it.
We'll see.
I mean, the man is basically working off his brother's vision, so I believe it. Honestly, they probably had plenty of discussions before Bray's passing about where the character was going to go. So this was definitely going to be where it was going to go with Bray alive. Other things on Raw, we had Drew qualify for Money in the Bank and make a special statement that if he wins, or when he wins, as he said, he cashes on the night of. So we'll talk about that in the predictions. And then we had very interesting development with the Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Dirty Dom triangle, where Dom says, "Don't worry, I talked to mommy. It's all fine." Meanwhile, Damian Priest, I just spoke to her and she's not fine. So interesting wrinkle there. Honestly,
I wonder, and we're already seeing the seeds being planted of Finn Balor feeling, the tension between the two of them. It's getting there. It's getting to that moment where the turn might be happening.
Yeah, let's get into it. So we're at Money in the Bank live in Canada. First up, we have for the Intercontinental Championship, we have Sami Zayn defending against Braun Breaker. This is gonna be a really good match. This is gonna be probably best. This is the best showcase for Braun on PLEs.
I can't see him winning yet. Wouldn't be surprised if it does happen, but I can't see it happening yet. I do see maybe Chad interfering here one way or another. I know he's got a lot on his plate, but I still believe that he's got one more feeling, that one more sense that he needs one more shot at that IC title.
I think it's like a mixture of him and Sheamus too, because Sheamus also has a thing where he wants to be an Intercontinental Champion as well.
Fatal 4-way on SummerSlam?
Probably. So I have Sami retain here. It's Canada. As much as I pitched last month for Chad to win the belt in Canada, I mean, let Sami have the hometown win here. I think it's too early for Braun. I think let Braun cause like a DQ on himself. He's out of control. He can't control himself type of thing. Right. But yeah, this is going to be Braun's best showing.
This is where he's too beloved right now. We got to draw some heat on him. We got to make him. We got to get some real.
Yeah, remember this is the dude that killed Ricochet,
right?
And people are barking with him.
Exactly. Yeah, I go Sami here, but there has to be a little bit more going on to this.
Yeah, I do like your idea though for Braun, Chad, Sami, and Sheamus at Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam.
All right.
Next up, we have the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. It is Zoe Stark, Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, Io Sky, Lyra Valkyria, and the hometown girl, Chelsea Green.
Come on, we already called it. We said
Yeah,
Tiffany
Tiffany's
wins this. She's got to do something with that bag with the Money in the Bank case.
Make it a purse. Make it a handbag.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And Chelsea's in this just because she's the hometown girl. So
Yeah.
when she got in, I was thinking, oh, they're not going to have Tiffany in because
I said, please.
You can't have two blonde women in the match.
I said, please, if we can't have her cash in and make it the Divas belt. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
Or like have her cash in and fail.
Right.
Because also too, with the women's Money in the Bank, it's always been the winner gets it and then cashes in the same night. With this, Tiffany can actually go a couple months with it. Maybe by Survivor Series or Rumble time she cashes in on it. So we have to wait and see.
Well, remember, EO carried it all the way to what Backlash was, right? Yeah. So
or SummerSlam.
Oh, was it Summer? Yeah, SummerSlam. Yeah.
But next up, we have the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. We have Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre. I will say this field is very interesting. You have a lot of mix of great guys in this match. It comes down to three people, honestly, for me. It comes down to Jay, LA, or Drew.
Okay, so
LA's got a feud with Logan, so let's rule him out. I think give it to Drew.
I don't see Drew getting it. I actually believe that Punk is going to screw him over again. I think he'll screw him over. He'll pop up, push him off the ladder. He won't be able to get that spot.
How much shenanigans are we gonna get in this? I mean,
it's gonna. This is a rivalry. This is gonna be a blood feud for real.
Well, not only this, but like, we're gonna see Logan Paul push LA Knight off the ladder too. Is Uncle Howdy and the family gonna be coming out chasing Chad out the arena?
By the way, that's part of the bingo as well. the Wyatt Six pops up. Put that on your bingo card.
I was thinking about it too. I was like, that needs to be an option for the bingo card.
Yeah, it's there. I'm gonna say. I mean, I already saw posters with Jay holding the Money in the Bank with the Yeet in the Bank thing, and I'm like,
Jesus,
that's some foreshadowing like a mother. Shout out to brother AJ, he's in the building, chatting up with here. It's
that's like the last thing I want to see.
I do. Me too. Like I'm sitting like, geez, I think Jay got so much going on right now with the possibility with the bloodline and shit.
He doesn't need this. Shockingly, he doesn't need this. Here's the thing. I would give it to Drew, but I want to do the screwing here, like you said. I would do the screwing later.
No, I have a feeling it'll happen again here. Shit. I will not be surprised if fucking Gable pulls out a win here. I kind of like this underdog look, man. I like it. Although I would not be surprised if we do see two shocks that go on here. And it's because of where we at on the shows. It would be fun to see Carmelo.
It depends on the order too on the matches.
If you give it to Carmelo or Andrade, that means they have to hold that briefcase for a long time until Cody relinquishes that belt. But
let's be real here. These two are just in there for the spot fest. Definitely. They're not winning.
And please, the guys won the fucking Speed title. Can you at least bring it on TV so everybody knows what the fuck it is?
No.
Jesus Christ.
It's Twitter exclusive.
Fuck out of here with that nonsense. Let the people know.
Do you really want to see Andrade carry that stupid thing around with him?
Yes. They gotta get more eyes to that product. Not everybody's on Twitter, dude. Like shit.
He's already mad enough. Don't make him even more mad.
He's fine, please. He could go back to AEW if he wants. Shit. So
I mean, it's either Chad or Drew.
I'm gonna go with the underdog, and I'm gonna say Chad pulls out a win here. And I think that
now we know with the Money in the Bank, you can cash in on fucking anything you want.
Right.
To be for the world title.
Man, yeah. Well, we saw who was it? It was Austin Theory.
Your stupid boy, Austin Theory.
Yeah.
Cashed in on a mid-card title and lost.
I gotta say it's gotta be Chad, right? I have to say that the underdog here.
I'm going to say Drew. And here's why I say Drew. Because next up, we have Damian Priest defending the world title against Seth Rollins. And there are tips for this. If Priest wins, Rollins can never challenge for the belt as long as Priest holds it. That means it's only going to be for a month, buddy. And then if Rollins wins, Priest is out of the Judgment Day.
So okay, this is what I hate when they do this.
I think the men's ladder match opens the show.
Honestly. Right, the men's ladder match will open, but I hate when they do this because if Drew wins, then he's not going to cash in because that's when Punk will screw him again. He's going to screw him over there.
Well, thanks for taking my prediction. No, because here's what I think. I think Drew does win the briefcase and then cashes in mid-match. And then you have a moment where Drew hits the Claymore on Seth. He's about to win again. And then Punk pulls him out. And then them two go off and brawl, whatever the hell they do. And then you have Priest cover Rollins.
And retain.
Yeah. And like I said, with Priest is holding this belt until Gunther gets it at SummerSlam.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. This is all a build-up for Gunther to get the title.
The Seth step sucks. And the Judgment Day thing, I don't get it either. It's too early. Why tease it at this point?
Yeah, it's built. The build-up is going to be that it's for Gunther to win at SummerSlam. That's what we're leading up to. And Drew, I don't like them winning and then not being able to cash in. Like it's a failed cash in. If he wins
and then cashes in mid-match, it's official.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. And then lose, and he won't win the title. Like,
yeah, but he doesn't get pinned though. He just gets screwed again.
Yeah, I know. And it kind of like
3 strikes, and then Seinfeld on the cell.
Right. Yeah. And CM Punk says, "Thank goodness you're not part of the booking committee."
Fuck you, Phil.
What else we got?
Then we have the main event. I think this is probably going to be ending the show more than likely, but we have a 6-man tag. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline.
Jacob is going to be in Canada?
This is why I'm saying the Bloodline. Because it's either Solo Sikoa. It's either the 3 out of the 4. Solo, Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu. Now, for me, Jacob Fatu just debuted. I'm not having him in this match. I'm going to have Solo win the Girls of Destiny in this match. And Solo has to win. Because if Solo is getting the championship match at SummerSlam, he's got to win. And I do think this is where Randy snaps. Like he hits Cody out of nowhere with RKO after the match. Like I do think it's time.
Yeah, because I don't see Jacob going to Canada. He still has visa issues.
They may do something on SmackDown where they take him out. Hikuleo, maybe. That might be the next. That's the newest Bloodline. Because I do think we're going to get all 5 of them as the new Bloodline by SummerSlam. And with Heyman now gone for at least a month or a month and a half.
Right.
Him coming out at SummerSlam, clean shaven, looked like he actually took a nap. And then, because once Roman's music hits, as soon as that first chord hits, the building will explode at SummerSlam.
Okay, so I don't know where I heard this from. I don't know if we spoke about it here or I heard it from somewhere else and such. But Heyman is gone, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna need a new mouthpiece, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, right?
Yeah. I pitched to. If you guys say the other person, I pitched MVP, but.
Right, it was you. MVP as the mouthpiece for the Bloodline. So, I think that's perfect. I think that will be a perfect fit.
Right.
I think that's that.
But more than likely, the dude wants out and his frustrations are real. But if you guys suggest Armando Estrada, because that's a lot of people. Because people pulled up pictures of like him and Jacob.
Yeah, that's a callback from like. And you know what? I don't even know what he's doing these days. I think he's still in the business, but
I don't know.
I think MVP right now would fit perfectly with this. It's a perfect call to him.
It'd be funny too that he gets to be the wise man of the new Bloodline of the faction that he said, "Oh, the Hurt Business was just the original version of this bullshit."
Right. I would love that. Would be a great. And he knows he speaks the vernacular. He'll speak their slang. He's got the swag. He's got the coolness. I'm a big cheerleader and fan of the fact of getting MVP as their mouthpiece.
And I mean, right now, MVP, like we talked about when he complained online, like he's not doing anything. And now Omos is doing fragrance reviews on YouTube.
Oh, sense of Omos. Yeah, I can see that.
Omos is so fucked right now. He's not doing anything, and his replacement Obafemi is an NXT about to fucking take his spot right from under him.
And that's what he should do. He should go to NXT and have a match over there.
With Obafemi?
Oh, with somebody. Do something over there. That's something entertaining.
Listen, if he wants to do fragrance reviews on YouTube, let him do it.
The Scent of Omos by Calvin Klein. Yeah, I see MVP slide right in there. He'll be perfect for that.
Absolutely.
All right, so
I will say, do you think Hikuleo shows up on Saturday? Because if they do an angle on SmackDown where they take Fatu out for and just say like, oh, he's gonna be out for one day, and
he's gonna be Caesar Sikoa. I'm telling you right now, he'll be Caesar Sikoa.
No, what's the other name they fucking copyrighted? Tawatonga?
Possibly, right.
That's gonna be that fucker's name.
Yeah, it's got to be one of those because they got to spend that name somewhere, so somebody's gonna use it. But yeah, I
got to win to build Solo as
definitely
as a challenger.
They can't have these guys. You can't have their faces
get
over here
after all this bullshit.
Right. So I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Money in the Bank is gonna be stacked for 5 cards. I see only 5 matches on the card, but I still think it's gonna be a full night. Come join us at the Seneca. If you're not part of the group pages or the business page, join us there, and you can get all the information and content there to join us at the Seneca for Money in the Bank. Raffles, bingo, drinks, food. It's gonna be a good night, man. Everybody should show up and show out, man. We're gonna pull up. And Mike, what else we got going on?
For any future updates on interviews and anything special going on with Turnbuckle Tabloid, Instagram at Turnbuckle Tab, and on Twitter at TurnTabPod.
And as always, thank you guys for checking in on all the streaming sites. And of course, make sure you check out us on all the podcasting outlets. And be sure you check out the family at rageworks.net. And of course, much thanks to all those who contribute and support us here on Turnbuckle Tabloid. Big news coming up down the way. I was just showing Mike a little tidbit of what we have going on. So possible debut coming up shortly, and I want you guys to be a part of that as well. So as always, love you guys, and got to give the quote of all quotes, as I always say. Check you guys in a second, and got to make sure I give out the closing, because why? Mark needs to know when the stream is done. So check you guys later.
2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy.